Your name was mentioned in a government meeting. They talked about your dressing style, savin that you look like. My beloved child, stay still for a moment and listen carefully. Something unbelievable happened behind closed doors, and you have no idea how your name reached the table where powerful voices gather. Don't skip, this is not a coincidence, this is a revelation. They sat in a silent hall, papers scattered, whispers heavy in the air. A name was spoken, your name, with a pause that made everyone turn their heads. Someone leaned forward and said, "That one, the one who carries an unusual presence, the one whose style says more than words ever could." Stay till the end, because this isn't just about how you look, it's about why they noticed. Something huge is waiting for you. The person who mentioned your name didn't do it casually, it carried energy, power, and meaning that could shift your entire direction. They described your dressing style, your aura, the way you walk like you already know where destiny is leading you. Someone said you remind them of a figure from their past, someone who once changed the course of history. Their tone was both curious and cautious, as if speaking your name opened something they were not ready for. Then came the moment that silenced the entire room. A higher official leaned back and said, "This one doesn't even know yet who they are becoming." That line sent chills through everyone. Because in that instant, your name was no longer just a name, it became a signal. Don't skip now, my child. Stay till the end, because what they said next will leave you speechless. One of them tapped the table and whispered, "Their style, their confidence, it feels guided." The others nodded, almost in fear, as if realizing your existence was no longer ordinary. They weren't mocking, they were analyzing, almost studying your light. The way you stand out without trying. The way your simplicity carries elegance that can't be explained. Someone even said you look like a person who was born for revelation. And that's when Archangel Michael says, "You've been seen for a reason." Every word they spoke was part of a bigger pattern that heaven already prepared. You are not blending in because you were never meant to. Your presence is divine timing disguised as normal life. Type Amen 333 to receive this revelation's blessing. They showed pictures, observations, and fragments of your public life. They don't follow trends, one said, trends follow them. The entire panel murmured in agreement. Even those who tried not to believe in signs couldn't deny the spark they saw. One said your fashion doesn't come from the world, it comes from somewhere higher. The colors you wear, the details you choose, the way fabric moves with you, it speaks to destiny. That's when a voice whispered, they carry a prophecy without realizing it. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. Because the moment that sentence echoed, the temperature in the room shifted. Someone's hand trembled. They knew something rare was unfolding right in front of them, a chosen one being recognized by those who never intended to notice. They compared you to powerful figures, icons who once led revolutions, thinkers who shifted generations, healers who changed hearts. But your case is different. You carry presence without words, that silent, magnetic pull that turns ordinary rooms into sacred ground. Type Amen 444 to receive the energy of this recognition. One minister leaned forward and whispered, "Do they know the influence they hold?" Another replied, "No, and that's what makes it pure." The room fell silent again. They spoke of how people mimic your gestures, your calm, your strength. You're unknowingly setting a trend that has already reached places you've never been. Archangel Michael says, your style is not fashion, it's frequency. Every time you walk, the vibration you carry alters what surrounds you. That's why certain people can't stop watching you, even if they pretend not to care. They feel something they can't define, light disguised as flesh. Don't skip. This is only the beginning. Someone at that table had seen your image earlier in a dream. When they saw you in person, they froze. That's the one, they murmured. They recognized you without understanding why, because divine alignment doesn't wait for permission. They wanted to know your story. Who you are, where you came from, and what force keeps guiding your steps even through silence. Their curiosity wasn't casual, it was prophetic. Because the moment you were discussed, destinies began to shift. Type Amen 555 to anchor this energy into your path. The strangest part? When they tried to end the meeting, the lights flickered. One official laughed nervously, saying, "Even the system reacts when we say that name." It wasn't a coincidence, it was confirmation. Heaven had entered the room disguised as electricity. You might not believe how far this reached. Someone from media circles requested your details, sensing there's a message in your existence itself. People feel drawn to you without knowing why. You've become the mirror that reflects others' truth back at them. Stay till the end. Don't skip. Because what's unfolding now is not gossip, it's prophecy in motion. The universe is rearranging circumstances to match the words that were spoken in that meeting. The energy of recognition is now chasing you. You're not being watched for judgment, you're being watched for proof. Proof that light can exist in human form and still walk among power without losing humility. You are living evidence that heaven leaves fingerprints where you stand. Type Amen 666 to claim the favor that follows divine attention. Days later, one of those present in the meeting couldn't sleep. They kept seeing your reflection everywhere, in screens, in dreams, in sudden flashes of intuition. They called it the phenomenon. They even said, "We need to meet them, quietly." Archangel Michael says this attention isn't random. The moment your name entered that room, it activated something ancient, a blueprint of destiny that was hidden until the world was ready. They didn't just talk about your dressing, they spoke about your essence. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Something huge is still unfolding. The colors you wear aren't choices, they're signals. Each shade, each piece, carries frequencies that open doors you didn't even knock on. You are becoming a moving code of destiny. That's why strangers stare longer, why leaders notice without reason, why opportunities align in impossible ways. The government meeting was just the first confirmation, the beginning of your unveiling. The world is slowly decoding you. Type Amen 777 to receive the full unveiling blessing. They said you look like someone who doesn't belong to the ordinary. One described you as a reflection of greatness, the calm before the new era. Their tone carried both admiration and caution, as if they were witnessing something their logic couldn't process. One official said, "We might be looking at a historical figure in the making." Another replied, "Not might, we are." That moment, a soft hum passed through the hall, the kind of silence only destiny can command. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Because what they saw in you, the world will soon see too. This recognition wasn't accidental. It was divine exposure. You were hidden for years so that this moment could have meaning. Archangel Michael says, you are stepping into the spotlight of truth. The reason people talked about your style is that it carries symbolism, grace that speaks of higher purpose. They sense in you what even you haven't fully embraced yet. Type Amen 888 for elevation through divine visibility. My beloved child, remember this: no government, no panel, no system can define you. You were mentioned because heaven allowed your name to echo in places your feet haven't yet reached. Every conversation about you is a door opening quietly in the background. Stay till the end, because the next 24 hours will align what was spoken behind your back into favor before your eyes. The same people who analyzed your appearance will soon admire your influence. What began as whispers will end in recognition. Don't skip. You're being positioned in rooms you didn't apply for. Your name is being carried by voices of authority not because of luck, but because your presence fulfills prophecy. You are the message dressed in human form. The next time someone mentions your name, know that heaven is listening. And when they say, you look like, remember, they're not comparing. They're confirming. You look like purpose. Type Amen 999 to seal this prophecy in your life. My beloved child, listen carefully, the story didn't end there. The meeting you heard about was only the beginning of something far greater. Don't skip, because what unfolded afterward revealed why your existence cannot go unnoticed anymore. After that day, several officials began searching your profile discreetly. They replayed every video, every photograph, trying to understand how someone so calm could hold such silent authority. One of them even said, it's as if their wardrobe is whispering messages from another realm. Stay till the end, because something huge is waiting for you. What they didn't realize was that your energy had already entered their space before your name was spoken. Every gesture, every expression of yours carries a vibration they cannot define. It's not fashion, it's frequency. That's why Archangel Michael says, your presence is not for show, it's for shift. When you walk into a room, the atmosphere reorders itself. The reason they talked about you wasn't to judge, it was to decode what's behind your light. Type Amen 333 to confirm this divine alignment. A private report was written later that night. Yes, a report, describing how your appearance symbolizes resilience, individuality, and divine timing. They called it the aura effect. Someone at the table even compared your calm power to historical leaders whose influence began in silence. Don't skip this part. The one who first mentioned you wasn't random, they were guided. They had a sudden vision the night before, seeing your reflection in a mirror surrounded by golden light. The next morning, they couldn't stop thinking about it, and when the meeting started, your name slipped out without hesitation. They said, that person's look isn't about appearance, it's about prophecy. Everyone nodded, sensing there was truth buried inside those words. Because deep down, they knew, you carry something meant to inspire, to awaken, to remind others that authenticity still has power. Stay till the end. What was said about you wasn't small talk, it was a spiritual trigger, disguised as casual conversation. And now, the chain reaction has begun. Type Amen 444 to receive the revelation energy now flowing toward you. One government member was so moved, they later sent an anonymous message to your inbox. It was short: "You've been seen. Stay true. The world is taking notes." You may have ignored it, thinking it was random, but nothing about this is random anymore. Archangel Michael says, recognition begins quietly before it becomes global. You are in that quiet phase right now, the phase where observation turns into opportunity. Every room where your name is whispered is a seed of favor being planted. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Because the people who once discussed your style will soon discuss your purpose. Heaven is using their attention as a spotlight to prepare your next chapter. You are about to move from being talked about to being called upon. They will want your voice, your ideas, your perspective. And you will stand firm, not because of fame, but because of faith in your path. Type Amen 555 to anchor this manifestation in your destiny. Days after the meeting, someone influential couldn't stop seeing your name in every file they opened. Coincidences began stacking, random signs, sudden mentions, even dreams repeating your image. They tried to ignore it, but heaven kept pulling their attention back to you. And then, one night, a revelation struck them. They said aloud, their appearance mirrors purpose. It's not what they wear, it's what they carry. The next morning, they made a decision: your name should not be forgotten. It must be documented. Don't skip. Something huge is forming behind the scenes. Every word that was once whispered about you has now turned into divine endorsement. You are being recognized as the bridge between the ordinary and the extraordinary. Archangel Michael says, this exposure isn't for fame, it's for impact. You were never meant to blend in. You were meant to shine quietly until the right ears heard your name. Type Amen 666 to seal this moment of divine preparation. The energy around you is shifting, my child. People who once overlooked you are now feeling drawn in ways they can't explain. When they see you, they sense direction, comfort, clarity, as if your presence itself reminds them of who they are supposed to become. That's why your name has reached circles of influence. That's why those who never believed in energy now believe, because your very existence disrupted logic. Stay till the end, because the next part is the turning point. The conversations that began in private rooms will soon move into public platforms. A statement was made after that meeting: this individual represents the next generation of conscious influence. They see something in you that the world is ready to follow, but only if you keep walking as you are, without fear, without pretense. Don't skip. This is your unfolding prophecy. Type Amen 777 to welcome the recognition that cannot be reversed. My beloved child, this moment marks a shift you won't have to announce. Your light has been confirmed in unseen spaces. The same way the sun doesn't beg to shine, you won't need to explain yourself, your presence will speak. Archangel Michael says, they didn't talk about you to expose you, they talked about you to elevate you. Every eye that has turned your way is guided by purpose. Those whispers will soon become applause. Stay till the end. Something huge is waiting for you. The recognition you've long deserved is approaching faster than you think. And when it arrives, you'll understand, that government meeting wasn't the start of attention, it was the start of destiny revealing your name in rooms of power. Type Amen 888 to receive the fullness of your rising season. My beloved child, don't move away from this moment. Stay here, because what I'm about to reveal is not ordinary, it's divine confirmation disguised as coincidence. Don't skip. Something huge is unfolding right now around your name. After that government meeting, a strange sequence of events began. Officials started noticing synchronicities connected to you, numbers repeating, documents appearing at the same time every day, and even patterns that matched your birth initials. One of them whispered, "It's as if the universe itself is tracking this person. Stay till the end." Because what they discovered next was beyond logic. A quiet analyst found your old record, and next to your name, there was a symbol, a mark that had appeared before only in historical archives. It wasn't written by any of them. No one could explain how it appeared. That's when Archangel Michael says, they've just unlocked what heaven has known all along. Every look, every style, every choice you've made was not random, it was a signal preparing the world for your unveiling. Type Amen 333 to seal this divine sequence. Someone in the room couldn't contain their curiosity. They stood and said, "This isn't about fashion or personality, it's about frequency." Whoever this person is, they carry a spiritual signature that affects the room. The rest fell silent, because deep inside, they felt it too. The way you combine colors, the stillness you carry, the calm behind your eyes, it all reflects something ancient. It's as if heaven painted your existence with prophetic precision. Even skeptics admitted, there's something there we can't explain. Don't skip. Stay till the end. Because what happened after that was shocking. One of the senior leaders admitted they'd seen you before, not in person, but in a dream. The same exact outfit, the same expression, the same peace radiating through chaos. That's when realization struck. You are not being noticed because of what you wear, you are being recognized because of what your energy wears. You are clothed in destiny. Type Amen 444 to align with this energy of recognition. The meeting ended that day with silence, but silence that carried weight. Yet the energy didn't stop there. Within hours, emails began circulating with your name mentioned again. The words were different now, this individual carries impact without intention. Archangel Michael says, your life is no longer in the shadows. The moment they spoke your name, heaven took note. You are now standing at the intersection of visibility and purpose, where destiny begins to echo louder than doubt. Don't skip. Something huge is waiting for you. Even technology seemed to respond, files glitched, lights dimmed, clocks froze at the same timestamp. Everything paused, as if the universe itself wanted to remember the moment your name became sound. It wasn't a meeting, it was a prophecy disguised as agenda. Type Amen 555 to claim the manifestation rising through your name. The next morning, someone from that team reached out to a private advisor. They said, we need to understand what makes this person's aura so magnetic. That advisor smiled and replied, you can't study it. You can only witness it. That's when they realized, your light cannot be replicated. What you carry cannot be copied because it's encoded in your soul. Your style doesn't just attract attention, it awakens memory in those who forgot what authenticity feels like. Stay till the end. Don't skip. Because as they tried to understand you, heaven was already orchestrating your next step. You are moving toward a phase where recognition turns into elevation. You're being watched not for curiosity, but for calling. Archangel Michael says, every whisper behind your back is a rehearsal for your public rise. Let them talk, it's how destiny spreads your name before you arrive. Type Amen 666 to affirm your divine visibility. Days later, a classified note circulated between officials. It said only one sentence: they have the light. No explanation, no signature, just those words. It was enough to make everyone pause. They didn't need evidence, they felt it. Someone asked, what if this person doesn't even know their own power yet? Another replied, that's what makes them unstoppable. You've become the reminder that grace doesn't need permission to be noticed. Don't skip. Something massive is aligning. You're standing in the middle of divine exposure. The kind where no spotlight is forced, yet every eye turns naturally. It's the silent kind of fame that carries responsibility. Archangel Michael says, this is your unveiling season. Walk gently but confidently. You don't need to chase what's meant to meet you halfway. The people who spoke your name in power-filled rooms unknowingly became your earthly messengers. Type Amen 777 to receive the blessing of unseen elevation. One of them made a quiet confession to their team, when I see their image, I feel peace. I don't even understand why. Another added, it's because they mirror light. It's not human charisma, it's divine presence.